Hey everyone, I just wanted to pop by and talk about shoes since that was something that came up in our discussion earlier this week about foot pain and Birkenstocks. So Birkenstocks are really stiff and rigid types of shoes. So I had brought up some of the 4 points that I talk to patients about when looking for footwear. So we're thinking about heel rise, toe box, and motion side to side. So this is kind of an extreme example. Obviously, this has a heel and this has a pretty significant toe rise. So, this toe is pointed towards the ceiling, which you might not notice. So go in your closet or on your shoe rack and you can do this and see, like, if you can fit your hand underneath here, your shoe has a pretty good toe rise. Some shoes are kind of crazy and they look like clown shoes. Like they're really, this has a really narrow toe box, right? So this is going to force your toes to kind of do this. So obviously looking at this, most of us would intuitively know this is not going to be the most comfortable or like good kind of shoe for our health of our foot. This also has almost no movement side to side, and the movement that it has here is all where this nice crease is, which is putting a lot of pressure into the forefoot. So let's talk about something more like this. This is kind of a traditional like running shoe or an athletic or sneaker type of shoe. This still has a heel. This is where the bottom of my foot is. So I'm still walking on a heel, especially as compared to the front of the shoe. So you might not think of a shoe like this as being a heeled shoe, but it is. And then look at the toe rise on this one. Like, wow, I can almost fit 2 finger widths underneath here. So again, the movement, front to back movement of this, like, I can't, this part of the shoe is not moving. It moves side to side a little bit. But again, most of that movement is coming right here in the forefoot. So it can be putting quite a lot of pressure onto that part of your foot. So something that I recommend a lot of my patients do is toward the end of the day, take your foot, put it on a piece of paper, stand up and either bend forward and trace your foot or have a partner help you so that you can see the effect of gravity on your foot's size and shape, and then take some of your shoes and put that over the outline and trace it and see what environment you're forcing your foot to be in. And that can explain quite a lot as to why your foot might not be feeling so good. So I have moved toward a more minimalist shoe over the past 6 years. I almost exclusively wear them now. I will occasionally wear something like this for a more special occasion, and I take them off almost as soon as possible. There are several different great brands out there. I personally have worn and loved Vivo Barefoots and Zero with an X brand shoes. There's a great person on Instagram, Anya's Reviews. She looks at all different types of minimalist shoe wear. She has her own line now and talks really about how to get into it, because you are not going to want to jump into wearing a shoe like I'm going to show you in just a moment, from going from something like this on a regular basis to a more minimalist shoe. You're going to be in a world of hurt and not happy. So definitely make sure, if you're thinking about moving in this direction for your foot health, that you do your diligence and do some exercise and stretches to prepare your foot and ankle for a more mobile experience of touching the ground with your foot. I really like Katie Bowman's work on foot biomechanics. Her website is nutritiousmovement.com, and she has a great book called Simple Steps to Foot Pain Relief that really details how the 26 bones and 33 joints in each of your feet work, and then what stretches and exercises to do to not only target your foot and ankle, but also your pelvis and your spine, so that you're feeling great and your nervous system is able to integrate with all those areas, because your nervous system, your brain, is really taking in information from your foot and ankle, combining it with information from your pelvis, from your sacroiliac joint, your upper cervical spine here, and putting that together with information coming in through your eyeballs and then in your vestibular system and your inner ear to figure out balance, proprioception, where are you to me to the ground, me to that other person in the sky, so that you have good spatial awareness. So if your foot is really rigid and fixed, then you might feel a little bit off balance and woozy and not even know that that's why. So this has been my daily shoe this winter here in Michigan. Thank goodness we're starting to move towards spring. Hooray. So you can see that this has no heel rise, right? Like as compared to the front. This has minimal toe rise. Like it's not like some of those other shoes doing this. Like this is pretty neutral. This has a nice wide toe box. My foot can really spread out in here and have a lot of space for all of my toes. And, excuse me, this has amazing motion. I can roll the shoe up. So my foot has a lot of different ways that it can move wearing a shoe like this that are certainly not available wearing a shoe like this, even though this looks cute. So that is some info about footwear. Happy to talk with anyone more in detail if you have more specific questions about your own feet. So if you want more ideas on that, happy to chat with you. You can email me at info@drhurst.com, or my website is just drhurst.com, or feel free to Facebook message me as well. Hope you're having a great day. Have a nice weekend.